Today's video is going to be one of my craziest videos ever. So a guy named Newbie decided to go and hit me up. He saw my AFK ditto machine and he said he has something that is a lot more fun. So some of you guys might even know who Newbie is. You've seen some videos. And I got a lot of comments saying, hey, if you think this ditto machine is cool, you should get in contact with Newbie. He has the GamePRo and it does a lot of other really cool stuff. And we can watch that stuff happening right now because, full disclosure, he gave me one and we're using it right now. So I really wanted to have like a shiny Wimpod to show off for the video. But once I hit like 900 something soft resets, I just wanted to go and make this video because I've seen some things on YouTube. Some of the people, they've gone like thousands of resets. But we know it works. Like, we've seen Newbie use it. I'm going to go and show off his channel and stuff like that. But this is really crazy because I have a 3DS with a capture card, but I also have a DS XL with a Katsu Kitty capture card that broke. So if you've heard some other YouTubers and like Twitch streamers and stuff talk about Katsu Kitty, very unreliable. But the GamePRo comes with a webcam and it tracks everything, so I can have like 2 recordings at once, which is pretty cool. But let's go and talk about what Newbie is up to because he has a YouTube channel and this is where we have all kinds of really fun stuff. He has guides for some of his programs. So we have Shiny Crabrawler, we have Shiny Wimpod, we have BP farming, we have money farming, we have Wonder Trade in the works, and we also have a Ditto A button masher. So it does a lot of stuff, and as you can see, he has like build logs. It's a pretty crazy looking machine. I do recommend like watching the videos as you need them. Like, I watched the GamePRo calibration tutorial when I got mine, and it really helped because like one of the buttons was automatically pressing itself. You toggle with a couple of numbers, and it's super easy because this uses an Arduino Nano, I believe. He mentions it in the videos, and you don't need like any drivers or anything set up. It just kind of goes by itself. And actually, I can kind of show you guys what is running right now if I go and add the screen region, except for some reason I didn't already have the Arduino set up. So let's go screen capture, Arduino, and while it looks like complicated and codey and stuff, you just kind of go and change around some of the variables like this, you know, offset it just a little so it isn't automatically pressing the buttons. But if you watch his tutorials, you'll know what's going on right there. So the setup for this is a lot less complicated than it looks, and that's why we have like the videos right here. So as you can see, after 343 soft resets, he went and got the shiny Wimpod to appear. Now my camera isn't as calibrated as his, but overall you get the idea that he has proof of concept, he has little tutorials on his guides, and he says that with the Dropbox download that has like all the programs and stuff, he's going to have little like how-to guides and readmes and stuff for that. So it's going to get a lot better right now. And if you want to purchase one of these for yourself, you need to go to the About section of his YouTube channel, where you might get a little bit of sticker shock. But as you can see, everything is custom, handmade, and he does have the programs for you to use. So that's why this ends up costing $160. This is for the big boys right here that I showed how to make the Ditto machine for like $25, $30. And then you just kind of have to do everything for yourself. You have to build like a little stand and whatnot. So depending on what you need to do, if you just need a jank Ditto thing, then the other method works. But if you want to get serious, also more programs are coming out. There's plans to attach something that works with the circle pad. So that's going to expand the usability of this by a lot. And also it does work for things that we've seen in the past. Some of you guys might have seen Newbie's older videos, such as shiny horde hunting and Ho-Oh soft resetting, or also just like a full breeding setup. Pokemon or Ask GamePRo automatic breeding tutorial. So this thing breeds for you because you can just bring this into Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. You can play earlier generation games on this because you just go back and forth, and yeah, you can actually use the D-pad for that. But with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire changing that up, you get to do a little less there. But yeah, if you want to go back and breed some Pokemon on Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, you can breed for shiny Pokemon, and then that means you can play Pokemon Sun and Moon on another 3DS or something like that. So this is very usable, and it does have a lot of variety to it. Also, you could get the aluminum limited edition version for $200, and then shipping is going to be $25 to $40, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. It depends on the location. He's from New Zealand, I believe, so Australia and New Zealand are going to be a little cheaper. PayPal charges a transfer fee of about $10 because of the percentages, I guess. And then if you want to go and download everything, that's where you go to the Dropbox, and you're going to be good to go. So to fill out an order form, go here. Then you can also go and download all the programs from the Dropbox, and then you just run it. So you do the setup with the Arduino. That's how you calibrate everything. And then like pretty much what you have to do is go and check out the tutorials. Also, like I said, there will be a README at some point, and you can email him with any questions. I had a couple of issues. He helped me out with them, and then we were good to go. Now, I do recommend checking out Newbie's guide first, but this is my idea of what we can do. So there's a Wimpod over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my game right now, and you want to get the encounter just right. So Wimpod's going to go that way. He's going to get scared off, but then he's going to loop back around. What you want to do is you want to save your game right before, because that's going to put you in the soft reset loop for the Wimpod, because then it just shows up, boom, runs into you, as long as you're lined up correctly, and then that is what the DS in the top right is doing. Another thing we can do is hunt for the shiny Crabrawler, so I have that going right now. The way you want to get the Crabrawler started is saving your game before checking the berry pile for the first time. If it shakes and you have a Pokemon right there, well then that means you are safe to soft reset, and then you want to start the program before you engage the berry pile, and then it's going to go and run it for itself. So I've already done 37 soft resets, going on 38, and no shiny just yet. But it shows that the Crabrawler is another way that this is going to be set up for yourself. And I did want to bring up a couple of other programs. So I'm pretty sure Newbie wanted me to show these off, and I will in time, but just the setup for this video, I want to actually go for a shiny Pokemon. After committing like almost 1,000 for the Wimpod and starting up the Crabrawler, it's not as fun, you know, taking it out, setting up another program, putting it back in. You kind of want to commit to what you're doing, but there are some fun things in the works right now. So I'm going to start off with this middle one right here, even though it's like really hard to read. Pretty much that is going to be your money making method. That if you have one Pokeball and one Premier Ball in your bag, and you have the Pokeball directly above the Premier Ball, what you want to do is you want to exit the menu selected on the Pokeball, and then talk to the cashier in the Thrifty Mega Mart. It'll buy 10 Pokeballs, and then that will give you a free Premier Ball. Now here's the thing, you get a discount. So that means your Pokeballs are effectively free, because you spend 200 a Pokeball, you get 100 back, and then you can sell it for 100, which means you're profiting one Premier Ball every time. Now you only get $10 per sale of a Premier Ball, but it's still free infinite money, and you can make about 2,800 per hour with this method. So that's not that great. However, if you do want Premier Balls are actually pretty prized for like collectors and stuff. So if you just want to get like a huge stack of Premier Balls to go out and catch wild Pokemon for breeding, you can use this as well. Now I'm going to go to the top one, talking about the Festival Plaza. You gotta go and read that one for yourself, but pretty much it's basic software right now, and it only does the same Pokemon over and over for the Wonder Trade. But he said he will be updating this, so you can specify if you want to Wonder Trade a full box or multiple boxes for giveaways and that sort of thing. So if you want to do giveaways, this is going to be a really good way of automating the process, and I think that that'd be like pretty awesome for a stream, that if you're a YouTuber and you're doing legitimate Pokemon giveaways, no hatch Pokemon, we don't condone any of that behavior right there, but if you're giving away like Breejecks, or you just want to do like some kind of crazy fun Wonder Trading, well yeah, you could have something going on in the top right corner, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm also breeding. You could be doing double Wonder Trade giveaways at the same time, and it's kind of cool that you have this kind of doing it for you, and then you get to do your own thing as well. Then the bottom one, this is mostly just talking about the farming dittos. So you can set a time limit, and then I guess pretty much what you want to do is you want to time how long it takes to just kind of go through the dittos. Then after that time limit is up, it'll pretty much stop, notify you, and then that should be good to go. So that'd be one way of doing it. However, he said he will make a more advanced software that will track how many dittos have been KO'd. So that means you can pretty much set your chain limit, be good to go, or if you encounter a shiny ditto, it will alert you right there, and that will be for the AMASH method. Now, it does mean that a shiny imposter one won't really work out, but at least it'll notify you for shiny or when you have reached the proper IVs for those dittos. So as Newbie develops the software, it's going to work out pretty well. And also, he does remind you there is an automatic breeding feature in Omega Green Alpha Sapphire that might be fun to try out. So now, time for the big comment that everyone is going to say. So I did put this at the end of the video because I want to talk about how awesome the GamePRo is. Like, I've been having fun setting it up and just having it do its own thing. Like, this seems like the coolest thing ever for streams. So give me feedback. Do you think it's a little too distracting the way that it keeps like lighting up in the corner or something, or does that work out just fine? Like, if I'm doing my own thing, you know, I could be breeding, I could be shiny hunting, I could be doing anything. I feel that that'd be pretty cool for the stream, like double shiny hunting. You know, who will win, me or the GamePRo? Will we both get shinies today? You know, it'd be pretty nice if I'm doing my own little thing. It's like, oh, shiny on the GamePRo, shiny on the GamePRo, automatic shiny. I think that that's like a really amazing stream gimmick that I really want to have some fun with. So tell me about that, but now let's go and talk about this being against the rules. Well, here's the fun thing about that. Nothing about this is against the rules. It is in full compliance with the Pokemon rules, because the only thing that Pokemon cares about is illegally created or manipulated Pokemon. So here's the thing, if you see someone in the comment section calling me a hypocrite, saying that this is still cheating, this is still hacking, please direct them to the current timestamp so I can show them why it's not cheating, that this is absolutely fair, and really just shows they didn't watch the video and they made a really dumb, uninformed comment. So here's what the VGC rules say: the use of external devices such as a mobile app to modify or create items or Pokemon in a player's battle team is expressly forbidden. That while it does say external devices, the rules care about modified or created Pokemon. That's it. And we can see throughout the rules, and like also with the Pokemon Company, if you ask the Pokemon Company with like a Pokemon customer support and you ask them about hatch Pokemon, their response, their generic copy-paste response is normal gameplay only. Well, that's the amazing thing about this method right here, is that tapping A with the Ditto machine or using the GamePRo even doesn't do anything that a human is not capable of. There's no game tampering whatsoever, and that's the key. Software. You have to modify, you have to create things, you have to play the game as in an unintended way, you have to break the game in some kind of way, and this doesn't do it. This is all hardware. There's no software, there's no tampering, there's no breaking the terms of service of Pokemon, which actually is a real thing. Someone said that I was making up the term that there's terms of service for Pokemon. It's a real thing, and then the rules go and back that up. So also what we can see right here is that, you know, normal gameplay. So if I just go and look up normal, we have learn through normal gameplay, or Pokemon, you know, with the abilities that cannot be obtained through normal gameplay being forbidden. This is still normal gameplay. That this is it's pretty much like I'm having a friend. I'm having the friend do the same thing, except it's freeing me up and it's with a machine. But there's nothing against the rules. There's nothing against it to say that. And then people make the dumbest arguments too. They say, well, it's morally wrong. Well, that doesn't really matter because the rules say it's okay. If the rules say it's okay, that's all that matters, and that's all I've ever followed. That's all I've ever said. That if it's against the rules, such as Pika Hex, Pokegen, all the hacking, all the modification, all the illegal stuff, yeah, that's bad. But if it's not against the rules, then it's absolutely fine to do. Like, where do we draw the line then? That's why hardware is so hard to track down. That when you're modifying the game with software, yeah, that's a huge no-no. But the hardware, it doesn't do anything that you can't do with the game already. Like, okay, what about the dime that you put under your circle pad to move around in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire for the daycare loop? Does that count as hardware? Because that's an automated process, but it's just, even though it's a basic thing that's happening, it's still automating a process. Is that against the rules? No, it's not. So the line, where is it drawn? This is doing the same thing. Same with the Ditto machine, that you can use an Arduino to press the A button, or you can get something that's purely mechanical that automatically presses it just in a loop. But that thing, it doesn't have any programming behind it. It doesn't have anything. It just automatically taps up and down, and there's a lot of different things that do that. And this is all in good fun. Like, it's not creating Pokemon. It's not making perfect competitive Pokemon instantly. That this still takes days and hours to build up, and it doesn't have any guarantees behind it. That's just a little bit of extra that adds on to the gameplay, and now I can multitask and go for double and stuff. So I think it's pretty cool, and that the rules completely support it. So yeah, I'm going to be using this GamePRo a lot. If you want to get a GamePRo for yourself, you can find it in the About section for Newbie's YouTube channel. That's all I've got to say. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.